Hello Stampers, I'm Donna from Stamping Fun with Donna, and I'm coming to you today with a Monday Mini. It's a new series I'm starting where I do quick and easy cards that look gorgeous, that in case you just need to run out and make something quick, you can do in a matter of minutes. So here's our first one. It really looks absolutely stunning, and it really doesn't take very long to do. We're going to go ahead and get started on that. But first I wanted to show you some of this paper. This paper is from the Beautiful Gallery, and it's some of my favorite papers that Stampin' Up! Has ever done. They are just, every one is just prettier than the next, and you can use them in all sorts of different ways. There are so many, there's 12 different papers here, and you get 4 of each. I've done them in scrapbooking, I've done them in cards, I've done them in packaging for small packages. So there are all these different ones that you can use. As I said, there's 4 sets of each of 12. So this one is absolutely gorgeous too. And then the last one. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to recreate this card that I have right here. So I'm going to set this aside. Now, what you're going to need for this is you're going to need to start off with a regular card base. I actually have one here. This card base is in basic gray, and it's a regular card base, a half a sheet folded in half. I'm going to set that aside. Then you're going to need a base layer, and the base layer I'm using today is basic gray, and the base layer is going to be cut at 4. This is just a scrap, so it's close but not exactly. 4 inches by 5 1/4, so it's 1/4 of an inch less on each side. And this is going to be what the squares are put in. Now, the squares are all 1 1/4 inch squares. And you're going to need, well, you could do it with 2. I prefer it when you have 3 different ones. So what I have here is, don't forget, you have the back side of papers when you have DSP. So what I have here is this one, the brown here, and the back side of that. And I thought that made a beautiful combination. So what I'm going to do is cut them to 1 1/4 inch. You can do this with 6 by 6 or with 12 by 12. It doesn't matter. And I'm just going to cut that as 1/4 inch. If you didn't know, you can do up to 1.5 inches on the other side as well. And sometimes it's easier when you have small bits to cut. So I'm going to cut these now this way into 1 1/4, so that they're 1 1/4 inch squares. There's 1, 2. I actually need 3 of each, but I'm going to end up with 4 with this little strip. But I'll just cut these. There we go. And I'll cut one more. And we need 3 of this side and 3 of this side. I actually had made some others earlier. Let me see. That's 4, 5, and 6. So I have 3 now of each of the sides. Now I'm going to take the other paper we have, and I'm going to also cut a strip at 1 1/4 inches and cut this one into 1 1/4 inches on each side, going in the opposite direction. So 1, 2, and we get 1 more out of this for what we need, which is 3 of them. There we go. Okay, so now we've got all of our little pieces. I'm going to set the trimmer aside for now, and we're going to bring in our base. Now, the easiest way to do the base is if you can put the corners in first. Let me show you the card again. So if you do the corners, these 3 corners are the same. This one's different, but these 3 corners are the same. So what I'm going to show you is that it's easiest if you do those first. So I'm going to do it in a different order. Why not? You can do it in any order we want, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down, and I just sort of approximate them. If you want to measure them, you can. There isn't a ton of room, so I just try to make tight edges when I can. If you can see here, it's not like there's a lot of room between all the squares. But that's why I want to do them so that you put the corners in first, because then it's easier to see where the other ones go. And you just need a little bit of glue on the back of these. This glue is very strong. It doesn't set immediately, but it holds very, very strong once it sets. And I like that because it allows me to wiggle it a little bit into place when I need to change where it is. So now I'm going to put this one in the third corner. And then you can put anyone that's different in the fourth corner. And this one is kind of upside down. I don't think anybody will notice except for me, but I would have put it the other way. Now it's a little bit too on there, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So now I'm going to let's put the gray one in the fourth corner. Okay, so oops, I want to turn this over so that I have the gray up and put this one in the fourth corner. Alrighty, so when you're cutting them, if they do have a pattern that goes in a certain way, just be careful of how you cut it that way. All right, and now what we're going to do is fill in the insides. So we're going to put a brown here, and then I'm going to end up carrying through the same way I do the colors. So, oh, I put it on the wrong side. I need to put it on this side in order for it to be brown up. That was silly. All right. So let's go ahead and put it there. And then see, this is why I like to put the corners first, because it makes it easy for me to see exactly where the middle one should go. There we go. So that one's in perfectly. Now we have this grayish green, brown, and then pattern. So we're going to start with the grayish green again. Right here, put a little bit of glue on the back of it. Put it right here. And next goes a brown one, which we have here. I'm going to put some glue on the back of it. And stick it in here. It seems a little big. Let's put it a little here. Now, let me take one of the other ones that we have. What can we put there? We're going to have to put a brown one there. So let me cut one more brown one unless I can, maybe I can stick this in there. Nah, it doesn't look right. All right, so let me cut quickly one more brown one since I put the glue on the wrong side. Silly Donna. Okay, so 1 1¼ inches right here. And then 1¼ inches the other way. Now, when I was looking at it, it seemed a little small. Yeah, I think this one, I'm going to try to peel this one off. It just is a little bit too far. And since there isn't, we're going to cover that up, so it's perfectly fine that I tore it a little bit because there isn't much space in between these. So you're not going to see anything if I tear a little bit. So I'm going to just move this one up just a smidge to here. And now this one should fit perfectly. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. Right here. Great. That's great. I could even move this one up even a smidge more. Just so there's a little bit of separation. There we go. All right. So that's the basis. The only thing that's left is this area here where we go ahead and put our sentiment or whatever it is we want to say. Now what I've been doing with each of these is whatever the base is, I've been creating a frame here, and then whatever is the background here, I've been creating here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So I have here some going gray, and I'm going to just cut the going gray into 2½ by 2½ inches. There we go. Alrighty, and now we have the outside, and then I need from the basic beige 2¼ by 2¼ So let me go ahead and cut this by 2¼ the other way. There we go. Great. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to keep. All right, so now we have to do our stamping. Now in this one, I didn't do much stamping here. I just stamped a little sentiment and a little background. Some of the others I did a little bit more on, which I will show you when we are done. So I have this, and I have my pecan pie ink here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. I don't know, I think it looks kind of like a tornado, but it's a good decorating piece. for all sorts of different things and for backgrounds for sentiments. Now I stamped it off so that it would be just a little bit lighter because I don't want it to be that dark. I want it to be more like this. Leave it on for just a second, and there it is. Good. I wanted it to be nice and light. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the words "You've Been on My Mind" and stamp them with a basic gray right in the center of this. And you can see here it's a little bit light, but that's good because I'm putting the words on, and I'm going to put the words right on there like that. Now the paper is sticking around. It's gallery balloon. It's beautiful gallery paper, but the stamp set that I'm using with it that matched with it is going away, and it's currently on the last chance sale at Last Chance site at a great sale price. So run over there and see if you can get it because it's such a beautiful set. There were 2 different sets and 2 different dies that came with it. 3 of them, not the dies on one of them, but the other dies for one of them, and the both stamp sets are still available on the last chance list and at a discount. And I don't know if you know me, you know I love a discount. The more discounts we get with our stamps, the more stamps we can buy, right? So I'm going to stick that one right in the middle there. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and I'm going to glue it onto, I was hoping I had some Stampin' Dimensionals, but I don't think I have them within reach. So I'm going to take just one little sec to look again. Nope. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this directly on. Now, you can glue this directly on. You can use Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up, whatever it is that you would like to do. But I'm going to, since I don't have the Stampin' Dimensionals right here, I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here in the center. And then I'm going to use these. These are the antique pearls. These are absolutely stunning. They have a beautiful sheen. I hope you can see it on camera. They are just absolutely gorgeous. I use them on just about everything. As long as it doesn't have like a white background, these are just beautiful, beautiful pearls. They're antique pearls. And there's my 3 to make my visual triangle. Okay. And now the very last thing we have to do is, I always like to do the inside. So first I want to put in a little piece of paper so that somebody can write on there without having to worry about it not being able to show up. So I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller. So that's 4 by 5 1/4, same size, by the way, as the one we put on the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue it on in the inside. Now, I've really been loving doing my stamping on the inside or decorating the inside as well as the outside. And some of these, I'm going to show you some others in just a second. So some of them I've been stamping on, some of them I've been putting paper on, some of them I've been doing all sorts of different things. I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and put another strip of this paper. So I'm just going to cut it at 3/4 of an inch because it doesn't need to be as long as the other was. And then I'm going to trim it. Now, it goes across 4 1/4. The card will fold better and you won't see it if you take like 1/8 of an inch off. So just take a teeny bit off. You don't have to worry about it too much, but just take a teeny bit off of the 4 1/4. And then, excuse me, we can go ahead and we can put some glue on the back here and stick it at the bottom, like so. And there you go. That's a beautiful, beautiful card that you can make in anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And you can make tons of these. They're very easy and they're beautiful in all sorts of ways. I did want to show you some others that I had made so that you can see some other variations of it. So this is the one we just made. This is one I made with, I seem to have an extra piece of paper. This is one I made with Thoughtful Journey. Thoughtful Journey is also on the last chance list, this paper, and it's absolutely stunning. I would go ahead and take a look at that as well. It's 6 by 6, you get 48 sheets, and it's at a really good price. So I would go ahead and look at it. The paper there is just so beautiful. And then I used Relaxing Waterside, one of our new sets, to stamp Dad, and then in Pecan Pie, I stamped once, and then without re-inking, I stamped the second time here. And then I used Early Espresso to do it as well, and I cut that one out with the die. And then on the inside, I stamped the same thing here in Early Espresso. This card uses pecan pie, this card uses pecan pie and Early Espresso inks, and it uses Pretty in Pink, Balmy Blue, and white papers. And I've got a beautiful card there. So the next one I want to show you is using Moonlit Flora. Moonlit Flora is a set and paperwork that it's been hard to keep in stock. They've just been selling out of it so quickly. So this is one done with that. I absolutely love this one too. It uses garden green on the outside for the paper and white, and then I just cut some of the Moonlit Flora the same way. You will notice that on this one, I'm going to put them this way. It just bothers me that way. On this one, the opening is at a different place. You can put it on the right, you can put it on the left. You could probably put it up or down, although I haven't tried that yet, and I do like it being framed around. And then this one I decorated with cutouts from Moonlit Flora, or is it Fern and Flora? Sorry, Fern and Flora bundle, and also cutouts in the middle. And I have that one. And then the last one I want to show you is done with this. This is for my monochromatic peeps out there. You know who you are, people who love it monochromatic. Not exactly my style, but I know people do. So for this one, and hopefully you can see it, I used just cardstock here, but I used the embossing folder. I think it's called Fern and Flora. It's something similar to that. It's the new one we have that goes with this set. And then I went ahead and I cut out the, this is also Moonlit Flora paper and Moonlit Flora cutouts there and there. So here you go. Here we have it. It's a 5 to 10 minute card that you can make very quickly. You can use embossing folders, you can use beautiful papers, you can open it on, have the opening on the right, you can have the opening on the left. What I mean by that is filling in this side. You can decorate it inside with papers, you can decorate it inside with cutouts, die cuts, you can decorate it inside with stamps, whichever way you want to do it. So I hope this inspires you to make something, and if it does, please go ahead and comment on this and put a picture of it. I really appreciate it. If you could give it a like and a thumbs up, I would appreciate that too. Thanks so much and have a great day.